This is even annoying. Like a police force that cannot even entrench discipline, like something as simple as discipline in their officers.
Before you go on, you recall that we were just talking, for Nigerians have been shouting and saying, someone explain to us why you have this number of persons going to the UN, the climate change summit. And now you are the security officer. This is not even your job to talk about the vehicle you will use or the brand of the fuel in the vehicle. It is not your job. There is the president and members of his cabinet, Minister of Environment, Minister of Interior and Minister of Information. They are all there, and other government representatives who are supposed to understand where the world is at when it comes to carbon emission and reduction, as the case may be. That comes back home. Now brings the institutions of government, which is where he comes in to say, hey, this is where we are, gentlemen. From now onwards, anytime you're buying a vehicle that will be used within the police force, it has to be a CNG gas designed vehicle, a gas designed vehicle, for instance, or the electric buses, if you know what I mean. That's what we expected, that when the president comes back, you call your cabinet and all serving heads of agencies and persons, this is where we are at. And then you tell me that the IGP took a flight to Dubai to go have this conversation before the world. Are you being serious?
Like, it's crazy. The basics are being ignored for frivolous exercises. What is the IG of police doing at the COP28 conference?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
When you look at the list of delegates, you just know that these people went there for just leisure and not for anything serious. See how when they were a clip emerged of when they were walking towards the venue, Ajuri, the spokesperson, all of a sudden turned to a security operative trying to clear the path for the president. You just see all forms of drama, or their dramatic entrance, and you look at the list, you see people, delegates from NDDC, delegates from Ministry from Niger Delta, Ministry of Niger Delta, delegates from...
And they have you just cancelled the INC, who traveled with 15 persons.
Then the NLC sends delegation to, like, it's just a who... I don't know.
Now, here's a question I've been pondering on. Since this administration came in, there's been a deliberate effort to appease certain bodies and agencies,
exactly,
while disregarding the Nigerian people.
Exactly.
I don't know if I'm the only one observing this, but
no, but it's a clear observation you just made.
That salaries of certain people were increased.
Yeah.
Not the minimum wage. People like some military officers, police people, judges, and people in certain sectors were given allowances. Now these allowances they got
welfare priorities,
were as a result of people like us spending more on petrol, collecting more money from us, draining our pockets via bank charges and the subsidy that's killing Nigerians. But yet you have this money to settle people. This COP28 does appear like another settlement program, because you see, the NDDC could have afforded, and they could have sent just 2 persons. Even the IYC could have sent one person.
Just one person who will go there, get the details, and come back and then give information to the house.
You want to have the Arewa youths involved, you want to have the Ududua People's Congress, you want to have everybody in Nigeria from all the regions involved. You could at least have gotten one or two, the most. But you bring 15, from the Niger Delta alone, you have the NDDC, you have IYC, you have the Niger Delta Ministry. And if we check the number of persons from this zone alone, you might have up to 100.
Of course.
What do we do with this government that doesn't care? What is the next line of action for Nigerians? Are we going
and we're asking this from the angle of the obedience now, because they seem to be those who drove the process during the 2023 elections, but it seemed like you guys have gone silent. It seemed not to be.
We have a leader that is very democratically principled.
Okay.
Even when the zeal was there for everybody to move into the streets, he said, "Calm down. Let us find another way around this," because I believe his considerations would have been that there would be loss of lives, there would be loss of properties. People would find it hard to at least regain their feet if things like that happen. which would have been inevitable. So we followed the directive of our leader and decided to do the work of the opposition right now, which is what he is doing very strongly. But, let's just going back to what we were talking about. If, like I keep saying, if we are serious people, the conversation right now for a Nigerian economy struggling for development is to have fair advantage, right?
Yeah.
You cannot cut carbon emission and all these things when you are still struggling to develop. You still have basic needs like roads, industries, and the rest that
do you
thrive.
also understand how much we're losing to carbon emission if you go to our refineries,
especially
for instance,
by way of gas flaring and all that? So when you look at these
and
things,
that's so much money that is being wasted, and no plans to work on that.
You look at these things, and then you are going with 1,411 persons to go and discuss with people that have their act together, that have already burnt and emitted all the gases they need to emit over hundreds of years and got themselves to where they are. What we should be talking about is, if you want us to cut so amount of carbon emission by not opening certain kinds of industries, we do not have the funds to build certain facilities or certain infrastructures. Okay, you come in, you that is driving the green energy initiative and all, come and give us funds, or come and build certain infrastructures, so that will serve as an incentive for us to be able to cut down our own carbon emission. But you couldn't have already used your own carbon emission to develop your economy, to develop your production, to do your roads, to do everything, to bring yourself to par with the rest of the developed world, and then you're telling us to cut carbon emission now. So these are the discussions that are supposed to be going on, and these are serious conversations.